Imagine a subtle, almost imperceptible force guiding your every move, scrutinizing every decision. It's a feeling of being constantly watched, questioned, and controlled, even when you possess the expertise to excel independently. This isn't just about accountability, it's about a pervasive style of management that can slowly erode confidence, creativity, and morale. Welcome to the world of micromanagement, an invisible chain that binds individuals and stifles progress, often without anyone truly realizing its devastating impact. In this documentary, we unveil its grip, explore its origins, and discover how to break free. Micromanagement is more than just thorough supervision. It's a leadership style characterized by excessive control and attention to detail over an employee's work. Instead of empowering teams, it centralizes decision-making, leaving little room for individual initiative. This constant oversight goes beyond guidance, transforming into an intrusive scrutiny of tasks, processes, and even communication. It subtly suggests a lack of trust in employees' abilities, leading to a profound impact on their psychological well-being and professional development. The invisible chains become tighter with each unnecessary check-in, each minute correction, and each bypass decision, creating a suffocating environment. So why do managers fall into this trap? Often it stems from a place of insecurity or fear. Fear of failure, fear of losing control, or fear that their team might not meet expectations. Some managers, particularly new ones, might lack confidence in their own leadership skills, defaulting to what they perceive as hands-on management. They might believe that by overseeing every detail, they are ensuring perfection and preventing errors. This perception, however, often masks a deeper vulnerability, turning their good intentions into suffocating control, driven by anxieties rather than strategic insight. Another significant factor is the illusion of control. Micromanagers often operate under the mistaken belief that their constant involvement directly translates to higher quality and efficiency. They are convinced that only their precise methods will yield the desired outcome. This perfectionistic mindset can be crippling, leading them to believe that delegating tasks fully means relinquishing control, which they cannot abide. They fail to understand that genuine control comes not from constant intervention, but from setting clear expectations, providing necessary resources, and fostering an environment of trust where individuals are empowered to perform their best. Sometimes the roots of micromanagement are more deeply psychological. Past negative experiences where delegation led to poor results can create a lasting distrust. An inflated ego might also play a role, where a manager believes they are the only one capable of doing a task correctly. They might struggle with delegating effectively because they derive a sense of importance from being indispensable. This lack of self-awareness prevents them from evolving into true leaders who empower, instead trapping them in a cycle of over-involvement that ultimately undermines their team's potential and their own effectiveness. For employees, micromanagement is a soul-crushing experience. The constant oversight strips away their autonomy, transforming creative problem solvers into mere implementers of instructions. Tasks that were once engaging become tedious as every step is dictated, every decision questioned. This loss of independence leads to demotivation, as individuals feel their contributions are not valued and their expertise is not trusted. They become reluctant to take initiative, knowing their efforts might be undone or nitpicked, fostering a sense of helplessness and reducing job satisfaction significantly. One of the most profound impacts of micromanagement is its stifling effect on creativity and innovation. When every idea is dissected, every approach criticized, employees learn to play it safe. They avoid proposing new solutions or thinking outside the box, fearing rejection or endless revisions. The drive to experiment and innovate, which is crucial for growth in any organization, is extinguished, instead of a vibrant hub of new ideas. The workplace becomes a sterile environment where only approved methods are tolerated, leading to stagnation and a significant competitive disadvantage. The toll on mental health is undeniable. Constant scrutiny creates an environment of pervasive stress and anxiety. Employees might experience imposter syndrome, self-doubt, and a feeling of inadequacy, even if they are highly competent. This chronic stress can lead to burnout, sleep disturbances, and a severe impact on personal life, as the pressures from work bleed into home life. The sense of not being trusted or respected chips away at self-esteem, turning what should be a productive professional life into a continuous battle against unseen psychological adversaries, manifesting as exhaustion and dread. Paradoxically, micromanagement often leads to reduced productivity and lower quality outcomes. When managers are bogged down in the minutiae of their team's tasks, they neglect their own strategic responsibilities. Furthermore, employees, fearing mistakes, become overly cautious and slow, double-checking everything or waiting for explicit instructions. This creates bottlenecks and inefficiencies. The constant need for approval slows down decision-making, missing deadlines and hindering progress. Ultimately, the very goal of control backfires, resulting in a system that is less efficient, less adaptive, and prone to more errors. The organizational costs of micromanagement are substantial and far-reaching. High employee turnover is an almost inevitable consequence. Talented individuals, feeling undervalued and stifled, will seek environments where their skills are trusted and appreciated. This exodus creates a revolving door, draining the company of its brightest minds and institutional knowledge. Such a toxic culture also makes it incredibly difficult to attract new talent. As word spreads quickly about an oppressive work environment, the long-term impact is a workforce lacking experience, innovation, and loyalty, severely impacting the company's competitive edge. Beyond the human cost, there's a significant financial drain. The constant cycle of hiring and training new staff is expensive, consuming valuable resources that could be invested elsewhere. Lost productivity from demotivated employees directly impacts profitability. Poor decision-making, often a result of centralized control, can lead to costly errors and missed opportunities. Furthermore, the legal fees associated with increased workplace disputes or claims related to stress and harassment can further escalate expenses. Micromanagement is not just a cultural problem, it's a direct threat to a company's bottom line. One of the most insidious effects is the erosion of trust and open communication. When employees are constantly second-guessed, they stop sharing ideas or flagging potential problems. Why bother if their input will be dismissed or repurposed? This creates a barrier between management and staff, leading to a breakdown in vital information flow. Critical insights remain unspoken, errors go unreported, and opportunities are missed. A climate of fear and distrust replaces collaboration, making it impossible for an organization to adapt, learn, and grow effectively in a dynamic market. How can you identify micromanagement? Look for persistent red flags, excessive reporting requirements where managers demand detailed updates on minor tasks, constant check-ins beyond what's reasonable for project milestones, often with the manager needing to approve every small step, bypassing subordinates to go directly to their team members for information, redoing work that has already been completed to satisfactory standards, or providing overly prescriptive instructions for simple tasks. These are not signs of diligent management, but rather indicators of an unhealthy desire for control, stifling natural workflow. Micromanagement isn't always overt or aggressive. Sometimes it's subtle, disguised as being helpful or mentoring. A manager might offer unsolicited advice on minor aspects or subtly rework documents without prior discussion, framing it as making improvements. They might request an endless stream of updates via email, rather than trusting the employee to manage their workflow. These seemingly innocuous behaviors, over time, chip away at an employee's confidence and autonomy, leaving them feeling controlled without a clear justification. It's the death by 1,000 cuts that's harder to confront because it's rarely a direct confrontation. If you're an employee under the grip of micromanagement, breaking free begins with clear communication. Try to set boundaries by proposing regular check-ins that work for both of you, rather than spontaneous interruptions. Demonstrate your competence proactively by sharing progress updates before they are requested, showing that you have control. Suggest specific areas where you feel you could take more ownership. The goal is to gradually rebuild trust and shift the focus from how you do the work to the results you deliver, asserting your professionalism and capability in a respectful yet firm manner. Documenting your successes and seeking constructive feedback can also be powerful tools. Keep a record of your achievements and positive outcomes. When facing micromanagement, frame your requests for autonomy around these demonstrable results. If direct communication doesn't yield results, consider seeking advice from HR or a trusted mentor. Ultimately, recognize your worth. If the environment remains toxic and unchangeable, it might be time to consider new opportunities where your skills and autonomy are truly valued. Your growth and well-being should be paramount. For managers, breaking the cycle requires a conscious shift in mindset. Learn to delegate effectively by defining clear outcomes and then trusting your team to find the how. Focus on results, not just processes. Provide feedback that is constructive and empowering rather than critical and controlling. Understand that mistakes are part of learning and growth, and that enabling your team to learn from them is more valuable than preventing every minor misstep. Embrace the role of a facilitator and coach, empowering your team rather than directing their every action, fostering an environment of mutual respect. Organizations must invest in leadership training that emphasizes empowerment, emotional intelligence, and effective delegation. Promote a culture where trust is foundational and where leaders are evaluated not just on their team's output, but on their ability to develop and empower their direct reports. Create feedback mechanisms that allow employees to voice concerns about management styles anonymously. Encourage managers to provide autonomy and support growth, turning them into mentors rather than overseers. This fosters an environment where innovation thrives and employees feel genuinely invested in their work. Imagine a workplace where ideas flow freely, where initiative is celebrated, and where every individual feels a sense of ownership over their contributions. This is the empowered workplace, a direct antithesis to micromanagement. In such an environment, creativity flourishes, problem-solving becomes collective, and job satisfaction soars. Employees are not just productive, they are engaged, loyal, and committed to the organization's success. It's a place where talent is nurtured, not crushed, and where the invisible chains are replaced by visible opportunities for growth and achievement, leading to unparalleled collective success. The invisible chains of micromanagement may be subtle, but their grip is undeniable, stifling individuals and hindering organizations. Recognizing its signs, understanding its roots, and actively working to dismantle it are crucial steps towards fostering healthier, more productive, and innovative work environments. Whether you are an employee reclaiming your autonomy or a leader learning to empower, the journey towards a culture of trust and respect benefits everyone. Let us break free from these invisible chains and together build workplaces where every individual can truly flourish, contributing their best without fear or excessive control. The future of work depends on it.